Tonight, we sit down with women's basketball player Mackenzie Hare in an exclusive one-on-one interview.
Meanwhile, did the men's team win the Battle of Wisconsin?
Thank you for joining us. Our last episode of Golden Eagle Sports Report of 2023 starts right now.
Slam! Dunk! Oh, that's a poster.
Jeannie Hayes Virtual Studio at Marquette University. This is Golden Eagle Sports Report.
Marquette gets the rebound, and the champions have gone down.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ben Hansen, joined by Matthew Baltz. Tonight, we start with a one-on-one interview with women's basketball player Mackenzie Hare.
Assistant Sports MMJ Gabriel Sisarica is sitting with her in the studio. Gabriel?
Yeah, thank you guys so much. And joining me today is indeed sophomore phenom Mackenzie Hare. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So Kenzie, just right off the bat, let's take a trip down memory lane. Last season, your freshman year, you had a ton of highs and ultimately some lows towards the end. You know, you were a first-team all-freshman player in the Big East, and ultimately the women's basketball team did indeed make the NCAA tournament, but you guys lost in heartbreaking fashion.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about how your freshman experience was and what you took from the end of that season?
Yeah, I mean, freshman year overall was pretty great. I think as a freshman, there's a bunch of highs and lows. And I mean, luckily I had a great group of teammates, seniors that could help me. I mean, Chloe Murata, she was great as a leader. You know, Jordan, Chloe, Liza, Rose, all of them were just really great leaders and helping me, you know, through the highs and lows, especially when you get on the court. There's a lot of learning experiences there, and I had a great staff behind me too, and Coach Duffy. Gosh, the end of the season, that last game, that was a rough one, but I think it just gives us even more of a drive to get back there.
Yeah, I don't want to end on that low point. So can you tell me what was your probably favorite moment from your freshman season?
Oh, it has to be beating UConn at home. That was just incredible. I mean, the locker room afterwards, the pouring water on Coach Duffy. I mean, that was incredible, especially to do it at home in front of our amazing fans. That was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Beating UConn was a really fun game to be at personally for me. And then moving on, you talked about Chloe Murata, and you guys also lost Emily LaChapelle last season. But Coach Duffy and staff brought in 6 new players. Can you tell me a little bit about the offseason and what you guys did to, you know, gain some chemistry with your new teammates? Yeah,
I mean, we got the amazing opportunity to go on our Europe trip. So we went to Italy and Greece for about 10 days. And it was absolutely amazing. I mean, especially with 6 new girls, like you said, we have to create our culture. We have to kind of learn a lot about each other. And that Europe trip was amazing, an opportunity for that.
And can you tell me a little bit about Europe? Like, who did you guys play? What was the experience like? Maybe some food that you had?
Yeah, we played 3 games there. So we played a team from Rome, and then we played 2 teams from Greece. I mean, it was crazy. The balls are different. I mean, we practiced with that European ball throughout the summer, kind of leading up to that. And then the court was even different. The paint was bigger. It was kind of weird, but I mean, it was a great experience. We had a lot of fun. Good,
and it's definitely a big cultural difference. But I think moving on for this season, the women's basketball team is 8-0, and it's the best start in program history. Your team is ranked 19th in the country, and it's the highest that the women's basketball team has ever been under Coach Duffy. Can you tell me how the team has been firing on all cylinders?
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to get better every single day. I mean, every practice is an opportunity for us to step on the court and get better as individuals and then get better as a team. So we don't take that opportunity lightly. I mean, we're 8-0, but we have a lot of improvement and a lot of things to get better at. So we're just kind of excited. We don't think we've played our best basketball yet, so we're excited to see where that takes us.
Yeah, absolutely. And focusing more on you, Kenzie. You come into your next game against Illinois State as the #1 ranked three-point shooter in the country, shooting at about 60% from the field. Last season, your biggest critique from most people was your shot selection and kind of how you always had the green light no matter what. Can you tell me a little bit about what has changed for you going into the sophomore season?
Yeah, I think just becoming a more balanced 3-level scorer. just being able to get my teammates in positions to score as well, using passing and setting screens and stuff like that. We worked really hard on the off season, of course, always in the gym, getting my shots up, especially when I'm tired after our conditioning sessions, going to put more shots up, and then just having supreme confidence in myself, and my teammates do as well, and so do my coaching staff. So, it's easy to play for them when you know they have your back.
Absolutely. And would you say that you're working harder than you were last season, or is this kind of like icing on the cake from all the work that you've put in so far?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I think I've always had that same kind of drive. I think it's just more of a comfortability in it. Freshman year, you're all over the place. School's different. Basketball, it's nothing like you've ever done before. So now that you've been through it, you understand it. I think there's just you can take a deep breath and really look at it from an outside perspective, and then attack the day instead of kind of survive through it.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. You talk about attacking the day. And Mackenzie, you've improved in every single statistical category from your freshman season to now your sophomore year. Can you tell me a little bit more about just the confidence that you're playing with now, excuse me?
Yeah, for sure. I think just believing in myself, in everything I do, whether it's attacking the rim, which I didn't do too much last year, or getting into my mid-range. I think adding those levels, and then also my defense, I think that's something I really improved on. I focused on that heavily in our off season, as well as like watching film, getting to watch back. There's a lot of mistakes you make in a basketball game. There's a lot of things you did well too. So I think it's important to look at both of those and continue to improve.
No, I totally agree. And the Marquette faithful here can definitely tell that you've improved your game for sure. Now let's take a look. Moving ahead, you have Illinois State this weekend, and then after that, an in-conference game against the number 22 ranked Creighton Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Last season against Creighton, those games were not so close. When we talk about both games, you lost by more than double digits. What needs to change this time around going into these games and really kind of cementing your mark, being in a top 25 program?
Yeah, I think we just have to get off kind of to a solid start. I think the start's really important. You can't dig yourself a hole with Creighton. I think just being able to play our game, and our coaching staff does a great job of scouting both teams. So being confident in that, and then getting to what we do best and being able to execute, I think that's what's most important.
Absolutely. And I think moving on as a whole, looking back at your Marquette basketball experience, what's been your favorite memory so far here playing for Marquette?
Oh, gosh. I want to say that UConn win. I think that was just something that, especially for Chloe, that's her first time being able to do that. And then, we gave them back-to-back losses. That was just incredible. But I think something else that is just showing up every day with the teammates. I love every person on my team. They're so fun to be around, and it definitely makes showing up to practice each day so enjoyable.
That's really good to hear, and we can tell, watching from the outside, that this team is really, really close.
Yeah.
You mentioned UConn multiple times now, just kind of the feeling of beating a program so historic. Gene Uriema and that program is just, they're the standard for women's basketball.
Right.
What was it like afterwards when it really set in, like, we just beat UConn? What was it like for the team?
Oh gosh, it was crazy. We kind of spent that night together. We all went to dinner together. We were watching on the TV, and we were seeing us on ESPN, and it was just so incredible. I think it was just kind of went into all the hard work we put in throughout the season. That week leading up to UConn, we scouted them, we prepared for them, like we were ready for it. And UConn smells blood. They know if you're scared, and they're going to capitalize on that. So just being able to understand that we know we can do this and we can beat them, and I think we can beat anyone. So. Yeah,
and clearly it worked out.
Yep.
Kenzie, let's move away from basketball a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the things that you like to do outside of basketball, maybe some of your hobbies?
Yeah, I enjoy being around my teammates. I enjoy some of my teammates and I, we did this little clue thing the other day, like some board games. So you like solve a mystery. That was pretty fun. We play this game called cribbage, a card game. Kind of like anything like that, I think, especially being around my teammates. But other than that, any kind of activity, like I like spike ball. We always play that at the beach.
That's a good one.
Yeah, kind of anything really.
I know, I mean, being on a basketball team and with a bunch of girls who are super competitive, does it get like that too when you're playing board games and whatnot?
Oh yeah, I mean we spend a lot of time at our coach's house. Coach Duffy will have us over and we'll be playing. She'll set up pickleball in her driveway. It gets so competitive. I mean we're sweating by the time it's dinner time, but it's just so much fun.
Who's coming out on top?
Oh, me every time.
That's what we like to hear. Moving on to a bit of some rapid fire questions. Ken, do you have any pre-game or post-game rituals, something you have to do either before or after the game?
I mean, I straighten my hair before every game.
Okay.
I watch some Criminal Minds before every game,
That's
which
a good
is
one.
like
Okay.
weird, but I've done it since high school, so I don't know. It's just kind of something I've been doing.
And Kenzie, thank you so much for your time, but that is all the time that we
Thank
have.
you.
Now back to the boys in the studio.